What is up YouTube, and welcome to this Fear Street Part 3 1666 breakdown, recap and ending explained. Really, it's an entire trilogy ending explained, so if you haven't seen the last two movies then there will be spoilers, so please do be warned. Just a small recap: in 1994, Dina and her friends were affected by what they thought was the curse of Sarah Fear. Only Dina and her brothers survived a night against the Shadyside Killers reincarnate, as Dina's on and off girlfriend actually bled on the bones of Sarah Fear. Now, their part of town is cursed forever, and with killers and crime non-stop. However, they found one survivor of the curse, a C. Berman, who we would learn is Ziggy, who in 1978 survived the Camp Nightwing massacre and was incredibly close to stopping the curse by trying to unite Fear's hand with her body, but the body was elsewhere. Now, in 1994, Dina needed to unite them, which she did, and she would then learn of just what happened to the origins and what caused this curse. She was transported back to 1666, kind of, sort of. It seems like it was in her mind, which would explain why everyone in the town had placeholders and looked like people that she met before, or were from the movies so far, in place of the original Union townsfolk. Shadyside and Sunnyvale were united before the curse. In this vision, we would learn just what happened and who was behind this curse all along. Part 3 was easily the best movie out of all of them and capped off this really great trilogy in a very, very good way. While the previous movies did have their faults, I really enjoyed them. Dina is playing the role of Sarah Fear here, as she is in 1666 and living her life with her brother, and she wakes up and helps some pigs give birth. We learn that her father is dropping hints that she should shack up with Solomon Good, who we would later learn is behind the whole damn thing and is Nick's ancestor. As Sarah walks through the village, we hear about a lunar event, and this is when the deal is made between Solomon and the devil due to the spirit realm being paper thin due to this moon. Now, this was explained by the village's healer, who Sarah and the pastor's daughter, portrayed by Sam, went to go and see. She sees the Book of Satanism, and they take some psychoactive berries, and Miller get down to it with Sarah, but they were being watched. Of course, we know this was Solomon who was watching them. Of course, this was a hangable offence back in the day, and slowly the pastor, Sarah's lover, his father, is taken over and causes the deaths of many children. He is the first to fall. It would be that Sarah gets the blame only for her to escape, and her lover also gets the blame as well. But we know who is behind all of this. They are literally being set up by Solomon, who wants to get a good life. She finds the witch's mark in the tunnels from the previous movie, and Solomon Good did all of this because he wanted good fortune. He made his life away from Union and sacrificed a name every few years to give to the devil, and the town around him can prosper from this. He essentially gets whatever he wants as long as he puts names in this ledger. Sarah's hand was cut off in the struggle, explaining why that happened, and we could then see her hung as her friends would move her body, which is why it wasn't by the hanging tree in 1978. The practice was passed down generation to generation by the Goods, with Nick being the latest recipient and having to do this. It explains why he said he is kind of living in his father's shadow, as it was passed down to him. It is why he believed the curse, but would then label the Nightwing Killer as just another Shadysider and really kind of mug off Ziggy there. His family have been behind the whole thing all this time. And, well, yes, this is a huge reveal here. Basically, it wasn't Sarah Fear, it was Solomon Good, and now Nick Good, who has been doing this. The curse has been the Goods doing all this time, despite Sarah saying she will have her revenge. All of this relayed to Ziggy, and they need to kill Nick to end this curse for good. Now, Nick has been called to Ziggy after they told her all of this, but luckily they escape and Josh calls in a favour from Martin, who I'm sure he will be more than happy to kill Nick after Nick would frame him for almost everything, and they head to the mall. It's pretty clever that they plan to lock the killers in the shops, but Ziggy uses the carry idea that she used against her bully that her and Nick did. They were kind of should have been together, but his family's evil. Now, they use the blood from Dina to pour on Nick, leading to him being killed. But it doesn't exactly go that way. We also learn that Josh says the Konami code that gives you more lives as a coping mechanism, except they are set up there because the killers arrive, and so did the police. But luckily the killers take out the police. Nick does arrive and take Ziggy as a captive. I liked how she lured him to the tree and they're both covered in blood, but he takes her hostage and he shows his true colours. He's just the absolute worst. Now, I did like seeing the battle royale of the killers when the blood was sprayed on them and Nick is led to the witch's mark by Dina, who is running. However, Sarah calls out to her and Dina gets Nick to touch the goo corruption, leading to him being haunted by Sarah, and all he and his family have done is seen and shown to him as he's stabbed by Dina, and the curse is over. I really like this neon-filled ending to the story and the curse. Shadyside is finally free with no more killers coming to the town and ruining the lives of everyone there in Shadyside. Now, Dina and Sam can live out their lives as they see the opulence of the goods and Shadyside. But the Sunnyvalers are now no longer immune to the bad things, as good isn't there to protect them, as a man is hit by a truck, and this shows that now Shadyside and Sunnyvale are on equal pegging. I found the talk of Martin selling stuff from his truck really funny, and Josh finally meets his chat room mate, and Sarah Fear is honoured. However, it doesn't seem to be all over, as Nick was blamed for all of this, and, well, we see a post-credit scene of someone take the dark book. It's left open-ended, and there's a key scene here towards the end of the movie where we actually see the news, and Mayor Good says that he has no idea about what his brother was doing or those actions. So, obviously, we would know, or at least Good would know, that his brother had been doing all this, and it is in the family history. So I do think it might have been the mayor who took that from the crime scene there. So it's a really, really interesting continuation, I think, if this goes on. I do hope they do another trilogy or maybe a TV series more for this, which maybe would have fit it better, maybe. But overall, I really, really enjoyed this. If you enjoyed the video, please do drop a like down below. Please do subscribe with notifications on. We'll be doing a full Easter egg video of, yes, Space Jam: A New Legacy. I'm very, very excited because I am also a big Lakers fan, and of course LeBron plays for the Lakers there. So I will see you soon, and goodbye.